It started a week ago when I moved into the small cabin on the outskirts in a random town in Winchester for a vacation. It was the perfect place for solitude, tucked deep into the trees, far enough away from everyone so I could escape the noise of the city. The townspeople were friendly enough, but there was always something off about them, something they weren't saying. I brushed it off as small-town superstition, a quirky charm that comes with living in a place where everyone knows each other's business. It was 4:49 p.m. when I went to the nearby bar. The bar was just like an ordinary bar, the walls made of fresh wood, the seats with soft cushions that felt like a pillow. I went straight to the bartender. I asked about the forest, over a drink, just out of curiosity. The bartender was a calm-looking man, with a bushy beard and messy blonde hair with striking emerald green eyes, and wearing an outfit you'd expect a countryman would wear. His face went pale, and he gave me this long, uncomfortable stare before muttering in his country drawl, "Stay out of Blackwood. It's not a place for strangers." I laughed it off, of course. "Come on, it's just a forest. It's not like Bigfoot's gonna kill me." He didn't laugh, just went back to cleaning glasses of empty beer. The next day, I decided to take a hike through Blackwood, eager to explore the area. The rumors about these strange happenings, people disappearing, but those were just old legends, I told myself. There was nothing to fear. I wasn't prepared for the feeling of being watched. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but as the trail twisted deeper into the forest, I started to hear soft footsteps behind me. Too heavy for an animal, too deliberate for the wind. When I glanced over my shoulder, nothing was there, but the feeling persisted, gnawing at the back of my mind. It was then that I saw it, a figure standing still among the trees. Tall, unnaturally still, as if it were waiting for me to notice. It was human in shape, but something was wrong with it. The skin, stretched too tight across the bones, looked unnatural, like it had been pulled from another creature and draped over the figure like a brutal costume. The face, though, that's what caught me. It was wrong. The eyes were too wide, too bright, and it didn't blink. They were bloodshot with black pupils that looked like a black hole. The face was a grotesque, twisted mockery of someone I had once known, with blood leaking from its eyes like bloody tears, and an unhinged jaw that looked like its gums were poking out its mouth with teeth that looked like knives and crooked. I couldn't put a name to it, but there was something in those eyes that made my own blood run cold. I froze, unsure whether to run or confront it. But before I could make a move, the thing spoke. Its voice wasn't quite human. It rasped, cracked like dry leaves underfoot, boomed like a shoe stomping on a creaking wooden floor. "Come closer," it said. "I've been waiting for you." My heart pounded in my chest. Something told me that if I stayed even a moment longer, it would be the last moment of my life. Without thinking, I turned and ran, faster than I've ever run in my life. The sound of footsteps followed me, heavy, rapid, and gaining on me, loud like gunshots from a handgun. I didn't dare look back, knowing I'd see something I wouldn't be able to forget. Branches whipped at my face, my breath came in short gasps, and my legs burned, threatening to buckle from under me, the effort to outrun whatever was behind me. I burst out of the forest and onto the main road, my heart racing. I didn't stop until I reached the safety of the town, and even then, I didn't feel safe. I didn't dare tell anyone what I'd seen. I could still hear it, the way its voice echoed in my mind, its eyes locked on me. It had waited for me. I thought I could shake it off. Maybe I was just imagining things. Maybe it was some animal I hadn't recognized. But before I could get help from a nearby house or a police station, my knees finally buckle, leading me straight down onto the concrete road before hitting my head hard on the road, leaving me unconscious. I woke up in a hospital, a female nurse hovering over me. "Are you okay, sweetie? You passed out on the road." I wanted to tell her what happened, how that grotesque hump of flesh chased me out the woods, but I just replied, "I'm okay, just feeling bad." It has been 4 days before that incident. I kept trying to forget about it, get it out of my memory. But the dreams started that night. I dreamt of it again, standing in the clearing, waiting, calling my name in that horrible voice, trying to lure me back. And when I woke up, the darkness seemed to linger, pressing against the walls of my cabin. The next day, I went back to the forest. I had to see if it was real or if I was losing my mind. But when I reached the clearing, there was no sign of it. No figure, no footprints, nothing. I didn't believe in monsters before, but now I do. And now I know it was never a human at all. It was something much worse. Something that wears the skin of those it takes, the skin of those who wander too far. The thing I saw was no ghost or hallucination. It was the forest itself, something ancient and predatory, and I had become its prey, like an animal. I left the town that evening, abandoning the cabin, abandoning everything. I thought it would follow me, that it would track me down, that it would wear me next. Ever since that incident, I swear I see those glistening, sharp teeth lighting up in shadow of my house. I don't know if it did follow me, or if it's still out there in the trees, but I haven't returned. And I never will.